All right, I want to thank you for joining us for our March 9th Monday Accelerator Collective update. Today, I'm going to go through some updates on what's going on with LoomX to give you some comfort and reassurance. Also, going to be giving you a sneak peek on some of the things we're going to be announcing over the next couple of weeks. And because you are in the Accelerator group, you're going to get first dibs on one of our newest acceleration compounding strategies that we're going to be adding as we assess our portfolio, our different roster. We're going to be having a special announcement. I think it's going to be the Friday the 20th. So you guys will have the ability to get positioned prior to then. Also, we'll be announcing this Friday our first longevity solution. I'll be touching on that today as well. So first off, what's going on with LoomX? I know if you've noticed, if you are currently, your trading has stopped, you have not seen anything, the money getting sent to the wallet. From what I understand, I actually just got off a phone call with the leaders, our experts, Doug and Boone. And it sounds like because there was so many transactions, they're making some changes to the block thing. Your money's not lost. It's on the blockchain. It's still sitting there. Think of it as kind of paused for the time being until they get these new changes updated. What has happened is with those $5 deposits, they had hundreds of thousands of them at the same time. It caused congestion. So somehow that I think the data or the software, it got mixed up, so they put a pause on it. So obviously money doesn't get sent in the wrong directions. From what I understand, they're working hard to improve that. They're not going anywhere. I was on their 9 a.m. corporate call this morning. Everything is moving forward as planned. I did just see a message on one of our private groups that it sounds like their hopes is that it will be somewhere between the 12th and the 20th. Things will be back up and running smoothly again. So just be patient there. At the end of the day, that's a great sign, people. If this was, people have been part of opportunities that don't work out. If this was something that they were going to take our money and run, they would have been gone by now. They wouldn't be communicating like this. On the 9 a.m. this morning, they're still talking about the token that's going to be releasing in May. That's a very promising sign. So we have so much momentum with this. I 100% still believe in it. And just, hey, fast growing companies, give me a company that's ever grown this fast and hasn't had issues. But the goal is that they're working hard to correct it and make it even better. So that's very promising. In the news, if you haven't seen the updates on the front page, when you get to your LoomX, scroll down on the news, it's updated us. They've been updating us about every 24 to 48 hours. So I love the platform. It's working great. Unfortunately, it's a little bit of a hiccup right now, but I believe that once they get through this hiccup, it's going to be a great selling point to be able to tell others. So I have some people that are putting in some very large amounts right now that are waiting to, and I just told them, hey, let's just wait. I don't want you to have a bad experience or be frustrated because your money's sitting there. Let's wait until they get the updates done, and then we can start going forward. So that's an update on LoomX. It's just paused right now. I will keep you updated as we hear new information. But like I said, I got a text this morning. The estimate I heard was sometime they were hoping to have it back up and running full bore sometime between the 12th and the 20th. So if I get any other updates, I will let you know on that. So that is the current update on LoomX. You're not going to see anything going to your wallet currently. Are they going to get it caught up? I don't know. At the end of the day, with these kind of returns, I'd be extremely happy if it just like, hey, just get this baby running again, so we can get it going. So at the end of the day, they'll make it right. They'll probably have some new contests to get it caught up. But I really truly believe that they're in this for the long run. I believe their plan is to have this grow a couple of years or longer. They had an event in Asia a month ago, and they have another one planned in a couple months. So I don't see them doing all these things and launching a token if they weren't in this for the long run. So that's that with LoomX. With that, I'm going to make a special announcement now. The Accelerator group is going to get first dibs at this because as we continue to grow, part of this is a lesson learned here too, is we want to be able to have partner digital asset strategies that we've vetted. And we look at a whole bunch of things. Number one, what's the risk? What's the leadership team behind it? Do we feel like they're going to be around for the long run? Number two, how hard is it to get access to your money? That's why we love Lumex, because the earnings go directly in your wallet every single day, every time that hits. That's a big positive. With Lumex, to touch on that too, there is a setting I found out too, that is back there that you can actually change it from $5 to $50 to $100. You actually can edit that. So because I'm over 50 now, when that gets up and running again, I'm probably going to change it to 50, because that's 9 less transactions that would be stressing the blockchain. So we have the ability to do that. I actually did find out that you can actually send it to somebody else's wallet, which is kind of cool too. So, but what I'm getting at is that we're going to be launching here a week from Friday. And again, the Accelerator group is going to get first dibs at that. We're going to be launching and giving people the ability to join the first Accelerator program, which is going to be the 3x3. So this is going to be ARM. I'm going to play a short video so you can see that. This is, to me, a mixture between, it's a little bit like Lumex and a little bit like Wi-Fi brought together. Why this is going to be exciting is that we're going to teach people, we have our 7x7 block strategy, but then we want people to get in the Accelerator group. So we want you to take your first $100 in profits. If you don't have 100 to join, it's, I believe, $120 to join, a $20 fee plus the 100. That starts the thing. So I'm going to play short videos so you can see that, and then we'll talk about how this puzzle piece is going to fit. It's actually going to move. We're going to move it in front of Polar Tensor for now. Polar Tensor ain't going anywhere. Polar Tensor is still going to be part of our foundation. It's just with what we've been seeing with the returns with ARM, it's just faster. It's faster in how we're going to build it in a 3x3. You're going to see our volume growing. So we feel like positioning this right behind Lumex is going to accelerate us to get, not only the Lumex to get that 20,000 goal, but this one will be right behind there in community volume. So if something like this ever happens again, where something has to be paused, we have access to other money going back and forth. And then we're working on number 3 right now, vetting about 3 different ones. I have kind of what I feel it's going to be right behind ARM. But what we're trying to choose in the beginning is how you can take your profits from Lumex, move them over. You can still compound it if you like, but teaching you that, hey, maybe you want to take that first $100 in profits, whether it's from yourself or the community, and move it over here so we get 2 or 3 working at a time. We don't want to focus on more than 2 or 3 things. Otherwise, we're just going to we're not going to have any focus. But once we hit that first milestone of Lumex, now that's the time where we're going to have what we call a legacy team, that once you hit that first milestone, now we have kind of almost like a financial advisor approach where, hey, now that you have this extra money, how should we diversify this even more? But we want to keep that roadmap in the beginning simple. So with that, I'm going to play a short video. And, what did I do with it? No, it's not there. I think it's right here. Actually, I got to stop to share here quick because I want to make sure that when I share this, you can hear the volume. So give me a second. Share sound. All right, we're gonna play a quick video, and then we'll talk about this at the Q&A. 1 second.
February 2023. The world was still living by the old financial logic, but we pressed start. We wanted to create an ecosystem that would unite artificial intelligence and finance to make asset management simple, scalable, and secure. That's how ARM was born. The starting point was EXAI Bot, the first AI-powered trading solution, an algorithm that laid the foundation for an entire era. From that moment, we began expanding at the speed of light. We've built and are implementing a vision that includes trading AI bots, exchanges, neobank, crypto cards, and real-world asset tokenization, official registration in Hong Kong, and the first features in global media. The creation of Aurum Neobank, the launch of Zeus AI Bot, and the flash loan license surpassing $1 million in profits. The opening of our headquarters in Dubai, where hundreds of industry leaders gathered. The world started to talk about us. We were featured by Binance, Benzinga, Crypto Reporter, and Blockchain Wire. Forbes called us the new infrastructure of global finance, but this is no time to pause. We're gaining momentum. We launch Aurum Academy, strengthen our team, and appoint Brian Benson, a professional with 27 years of experience, as our CEO. Global events in Vietnam, Dubai, and Antalya, thousands of cards sold, and the launch of the AI agent ecosystem. Today, we stand on the stage of Token 2049 Singapore, alongside the leaders of Binance, Tether, KuCoin, and Tron. And this moment once again proves Aurum is a global ecosystem of worldwide scale. But the most important part, this is only the beginning. The next decade will be one of expansion. In 2025 to 2026, we bring Aurum Neobank to the mass market. Hundreds of thousands of users, millions of transactions. The launch of Aurum Exchange, which reaches $5 billion in trading volume within its first year. AI bots manage over $100 million in assets. The first 5,000 cash-in and withdrawal terminals appear. Aurum establishes its presence in 10 countries and secures its position in the global market. In 2027 to 2028, we raise the bar. Neobank reaches 2 million users and 1.5 million cards. During this period, Aurum Dex, a next-generation decentralized exchange, launches. Personalized AI-based services emerge. Credit scoring and capital management. The first RWA deals worth $500 million are integrated. The terminal network expands to 20,000 points across 20 countries. By 2029, Neobank evolves into a super app. Flight bookings, taxis, car rentals, food delivery, while transactions exceed $20 billion. Aurum Dex cements its position within the ecosystem with $5 billion in trading volume, becoming a key element of Aurum's DeFi direction. AI agents operate for hundreds of thousands of businesses, and RWA grows to $5 billion. Aurum becomes an ecosystem that accompanies users every day. In 2030 to 2033, we reach global scale. Neobank's user base hits 12 million and over 10 million cards. Inside the super app, 15 to 20 integrated services and partnerships with 500 global brands. Aurum Exchange reaches $90 billion in trading volume and enters the top 10 global crypto exchanges. The terminal network expands to 100,000 plus locations across 50 plus countries. The annual Aurum Global Summit gathers 5,000 leaders. By 2033 to 2035, Aurum Neobank enters the top 5 global neobanks with a valuation of $10 billion plus. Aurum Exchange remains in the top 10, while Aurum Dex surpasses $20 billion in trading volume. AI manages over $5 billion in assets, and RWA exceeds $20 billion. We are present in 75 countries, with 1,000 global partners and over 100,000 terminals. The Aurum Global Summit brings together 10,000 industry leaders. Aurum becomes the symbol of a new financial era, a system that made finance accessible to everyone, a story that has already transformed the industry, and a future that already belongs to us.
Dear friends, 2025 became a year that truly changed us. Not only as a project, but as a community. As one large Aurum family. We went through bold challenges, strong decisions, and remarkable discoveries. The company's valuation reached $250 million. Our community grew to 50,000 people, and total assets exceeded $100 million. But the most important thing is not the numbers. It is the people behind them. Those who built Aurum every single day through their trust, involvement, and energy. Every moment of this year was lived together. The launch of new products, global tours, meetings, and conferences.
Today, Aurum is more than just a simple platform. It is a power of unity driven by the vision of a new financial future. It is an ecosystem setting the pace for the industry.
2026 will be a year of expanding horizons. A year in which we will reinforce our leadership where others are only trying to hold their ground. In such a short time, Aurum has become a force the industry cannot overlook. And this is only the beginning of our momentum.
We stand at the start of a long journey, and we will walk this path together, shaping the course that the entire market will follow.
Thank you to everyone who stands with us. Thank you for your trust and for your contribution to our shared mission.
Happy New Year, Aurum family. Forward to new launches, the major milestones, and to the new heights we will reach together.
So that kind of gives you a sneak peek. This page will be updated, and I'll share with the group. It's just getting updated right now. Just why this will be unique. The CEO of this organization was one of the influential people that helped grow Binance in the beginning. So very credible. The other part you need to understand with this is you want to secure your spot for 120 as fast as possible, because this will be this will be the first one with our Accelerator, which is our new 3x3. So with LoomX, it's a 7x7 because you really need at least 7 to build that foundation on the way their structure is. With Arum, you don't need more than 3 teams. So this is going to go really, really fast. So by securing your position early, when you understand you don't have to go so wide, 3x3, you're going to blow volume. It's unlimited depth. So as a community, we're going to hit those volume requirements much faster in a 3x3, which is going to help you get that pace. So that's why I want you to kind of visualize is that in LoomX, for example, which is our foundational one, the whole milestone is that 20,000. Here, I think the first milestone is 7,500, but you'll hit that so much faster because of a 3x3. And so the whole goal of what we're trying to accomplish is, hey, LoomX is the foundation. Then we back that right up with Arum, which is going to accelerate that 3x3 and grow that. And then again, we're going to have pretty soon we'll have what we'll call something like the Legacy Lifestyle digital asset roster or ecosystem, and we'll have them kind of rated in what order. So for example, Polar Tensor is not going anywhere, WeFi is not going anywhere, Bellator is not going anywhere. We have some others, and we're going to have a structure, but we have the top ones we start with based on when you get paid and, kind of how easy it is to get access to your money. Like there's another one we're looking at right now. It looks amazing, but it really, because it auto compounds, you really should have 2,500. You can get in for 100, but it's best if you start with 2,500. So things like that, we're going to have that down tiered in the system a little bit. It's going to be part of our system more than likely, but not in the top 3, because we want to be able to have the top 3 be easy access that, is $100 or less to get in, but can accelerate that growth as a community. Because that's really the power of what we're building with the block strategy and the accelerator overlay is that, hey, we want people to be able to get in for 100 and then just boom, compound, leverage the community. And then the goal is that when you or your upline block system gets to those levels, those level 2s, those level 3s, now they have the funding to pay it forward, which is going to accelerate our ecosystem. So just to kind of touch on that. And then before I open up to questions, this Friday, we will be launching really the crucial part of our, I don't have that there. Let me go back here. Of our longevity solution, which is, give me a second here. I lost my tab here. I'm just going to start with the longevity tab here, but we actually will be, sorry, I went back too far now. I got too many tabs open up. My bad. What did I just do with that now? I had it open. Oh boy, sorry. Okay, here we go. So we'll have this available on the site probably this week, but Legacy Freedom is our phase 2 of our longevity. So the whole concept is that as we build the digital assets, now you need to invest in your health. You need to spend time traveling with those that you love and make an impact by giving back more to those in needs. So kind of just this will, the foundation though is longevity. That is the first pillar, because if you don't have your health, what good is that going to do? If you grow all these digital assets into potentially, 5, 6, 7 figures, what good does it do if you don't have your health? And so a big focus of our foundation of Legacy Freedom is your longevity. And so we'll be launching our first of 3 of our first 3 longevity solutions here this week. So you go to the Explore Longevity. It'll talk about it right here. This is being updated this week, but kind of give you a little sneak peek. The very first one, I've been using this for 3 weeks. It is unbelievable. It is a brain reset app. It is patented. It is the only app in the world that can regulate your brain function. So it helps you sleep better. It helps you focus. It helps you relax. It helps you recover, and it's patented. Another reason, if this solution interests you, why you want to join, this is also going to be part of our 3x3 Accelerator. What does that mean? Well, you get a 30-day money-back guarantee with this app. It's $42. Well, there's also I believe, I think there's a $20 version. I wanted all four, so I did 42, but I think the sleep one is as low as 20. But why is this important to understand is because this is part of our accelerator. So meaning when you register for your position, you're locking in a position and you're going to be given 3 if you don't go find them. So what does that help you do? It helps cover the cost. So the whole goal is as we build the 3x3 accelerator, we're going to not only now you have access to this to help you focus, be clear. I will tell you, I have used this for coming up on 3 weeks. It works. I've slept like a baby. The focus part, the energy part, it is amazing. I would recommend taking time to watch the science behind it, but it is the only patented app out there that actually is proven to change your brain and get it into a state that you want in, whether it's energy, whether you're recovering, focus. It's pretty cool. So this whole page talks about it. And then you can go on here to, it's got the neuroscience behind it, everything. But this is going to be a game changer for many people because many people don't sleep well. Many people have trouble focusing. I'm excited, as I hit that V1, V2 level in Lumax, I'm going to have the funds that now I want my whole family on this. I need my kids sleeping better. That would be amazing too. So that's part one. That will be announced this Friday. We're going to start announcing on the calls. The second one is going to be Vagus Nerve. That will be released next Friday. This is a product that optimizes your vagus nerve, which is your brain-gut communication, which metabolizes. There's a lot of positive that will be released next week. Again, same concept. If you join early, if these solutions interest you, the earlier you join, the better off you're going to get it covered too, because as we have hundreds of thousands of people joining, it's going to be a 3x3 accelerator too. So we help each other as the community, get the products that you should be taking on a daily basis, and then Cellular Health. That will be the following week after that. So we're going to be launching a new section in here in about 2 weeks too, in regards to elite performance. So for athletes, people that really want to take it to the next level, we'll be launching that as well. So exciting times with where we're going. But you'll see just a kind of a couple updates too. We will be on the regular website this week. We're going to be updating everything's going to be getting updated with the roadmap and the checklist to kind of mirror what we're talking about today. So with that, that is the end of my updates today. I'll open it up to Q&A. Are there still trading transactions in the background in the meantime? I don't know for sure, John. I don't think so. I think they're just getting it updated right now. If it was, I would assume that we'd be seeing it in the unsent. But again, I don't know. Maybe they have a plan. At the end of the day, if they just reset it and get it done right, I would be happy. It stinks that we might lose a few days in trading, but at the end of the day, I think the thing's amazing. It looks amazing. So if they can just get the edits and we get it down for a few days and get it back up and running smoothly, I'll be happy. But I don't know. Maybe they're going to launch some promo for us to help get some of it back. I don't know. But I know from what I see on there, the earnings went up like a couple days, but it hasn't been sent. So I don't know. I know it's still in the blockchain. I know somebody explained that, but I think it's a hold, and maybe they're trying to get that part cut off first. So that's all I know for now. But I will keep you updated. Because I will tell you, we have so much momentum with that right now with that one. But again, it's also a good lesson to learn. We shouldn't be putting all our faith in one opportunity either. That's why diversification, what we're teaching with the legacy lifestyle, is important too, is that we diversify ourselves, even though it might take, if Lumex ends up blowing up like we all hope it does, we still want to diversify ourselves in times like this in case there's ever a hiccup or a speed bump that we got to slow down for a little bit. Now we have something else that's still working for us. And so that's going to be the lesson learned. But I'm very confident and every sign they've shown that they're communicating well. And again, I always wish they can communicate better, but I think it's they're communicating enough that I know they're working in the background to make it right. So very very soon, I think they'll be back up and running, and then we'll be on all cylinders again. So any other questions? Yes. Yeah. With the longevity stuff, it will open up on Friday, but I'm just getting a few edits done. So I'll give you guys access to it tomorrow. I'll actually send it out today. Just understand that some of it might not be fully edited, but you can at least start watching some videos to understand. But the whole concept behind the longevity part is that, hey, here's the first three. I think in time, because there's 2 more products launching in the next 2 months, but the first part is like the first 5 are always gonna be, hey, here's 5 things that you and everybody you love should be taking every day to help with longevity. And these are from the future, just so you see that in time. When we fully launch longevity, we plan on having like calls, like let's say it's on Wednesday, where I have some of our lead doctors come in and say, hey, these are why you should be taking these things, because your body is the magic. If you take these things, your body can restore the damage that's been done, which in turn is going to help you live longer. And then we'll be adding some other things like that. But the whole goal is that with our system, the digital asset, step-by-step progression is going to help you cover those costs. But also, when you get in early, as we grow in each of those opportunities, if the business side interests you, we're going to help you build that 3x3, which is going to help cover your costs as well, and potentially that these become a revenue stream as well. When can we start RM? Within probably the next 40 hours. We're just finalizing structure right now and getting everything set up, but it should be in the next 48 hours. We got a couple more components that we got to have ready, so we're ready to go. Just so you be prepared for that, you do have to have a VPN. So if you are in the United States, you 100% have to have a VPN to get into that one. It's its own wallet, but it is on the internet. So you just have to have a VPN to get into it. So it's a little bit easier setup than LoomX, but working with them right now and getting a whole page on how to get set up and everything like that. And then we also have to get, before we fully launch, we got to get it in the master list software so I can keep track of everything. So we're not, again, not the end of the world if you go wider than 3, but we want to try to keep that 3x3 so we're flying, because I think people will get excited quickly. So we should be able to mass some pretty big volumes, especially for this group. You guys, we should be able to hit some of those big volumes quickly. And so when you combine that with what's coming with Velocity Bank Network, now you got people that are going to start getting 1,000 or more. Then LoomX gets back on track. You have people hitting that 20K volume. It's going to be a boom. I mean, I feel like it's going to be an explosion, and we're really going to accelerate, hence, why we call it that. So I've heard great feedbacks on the company. Yeah, we've been watching it for a while. We've been watching it compound. What I like about it too is that, it does, when you auto compound it, it does increase your volume. That's what's a little bit different than LoomX. LoomX doesn't have the software yet. If you keep it on auto compounding, let's say with LoomX, we let it go to the wallet so you can move it back in, so it increases the community volume. With RM, your community volume continues to increase. So that's going to be then that's really what I'm trying to teach everyone is keep putting your personal liquidity back in and bank on, you want to hit the community volumes as fast as possible, because that's going to be your now money. If we can hit those levels like in LoomX and RM, if we're hitting those volumes faster, that's going to be your now money that now you can diversify in the other stuff or use it to cover your costs. How deep we go with Polar Tensor? Very good question. I mean, you can go 10 deep. With Polar Tensor, the long-term vision though is to build 7x7. But keep in mind, it's not hard to go deeper than that. We're going to teach 7x7. It's going to be further down the road with Polar Tensor, but keep in mind, to get an extra level in Polar Tensor, all you have to do is just add 3 people for $100. So you still would max out the 10 levels. But when you take just 7x7 and take that, I think 7 levels deep, I mean, it's over 100,000 people, I believe. So you just keep tying 7x7. So that's plenty for most people. So I think that's, just to kind of keep it merged with LumeX, that's going to be the vision with Polar Tensor. But again, Polar Tensor is going to be in the kind of accelerator group once you hit that V1 status. And why we're going to move ARM inside before that is just because ARM's getting such faster returns and you get faster access to your money. Polar Tensor, I think, is a great strategy to diversify, but it's trading money through variety. And it's not getting the same level of returns as like a LumeX or an ARM currently. So that's why we're going to kind of, move ARM up in front of that in our roster. So, and then just so you know too, with ARM, how many accounts can you have? You can only have one per phone number and email. So for example, if you do have two phones, you could have two emails and two phones and you could get another account. But if you only have one phone number and an email, you're going to have one account. So just so you know, if you're trying to structure, or you're somebody that's like, well, hey, I'm already in ARM with somebody else, but I want to join the 3x3 accelerator that's about to launch. In that instant, you'd have to have another phone. So again, it's something you can still plan for. That's why I have two phones for situations like this. So, every opportunity is different, but with ARM, it is per phone number and email. So if you wanted to have two accounts or multiple accounts, you'd have to have another phone number and another email. But it is unlimited depth. So that's why you don't need to go longer than 3. That's why we're going to launch that here within the next 2 weeks, but Accelerator Group will get first access. So any other questions on any of the updates today?
Hey, Dan, on the Orem.
Yes.
What's the limit on the amount of investing, and can you have multiple contracts in your account with them?
Yeah, you just add that one. You just add. I'd have to. I'll ask. I mean, I think it's probably 6 or 7 figures. I'll confirm what the max is. But I think where that one, I think you're just adding to it because they have a auto compounding feature, Teresa. So like every level of investment, your returns become higher. So I think like if you come in at I think it's 100 to 499. I think you get 60% of profits. They get 40. When you put 500 or more, don't quote me on this. I'm just guesstimating. Then I think it goes to 65, and then there's certain levels. But when you put it on auto compounding, it just auto keeps increasing as the trade increases. So you literally could put that in, and it could grow into that in the future too. And I think there's a really cool calculator that I was looking at in a presentation last night. Like if you put in 10,000 and you auto compound it and let it just auto compound it, it's $52,000 in a year. So it would just keep auto compounding, and you can turn that on and off as you need it. You can pull your money out whenever. I think there's just like there's initial penalties if you do it too early. But no, it's like I said, for those that have been around and understand LumeX and then also Wi-Fi, it's really kind of neat. It's kind of a mixture between both. And so that's what we're trying to go is for this accelerator group. The people that get in early are going to benefit a lot because we're not going to launch it to the whole Velocity Bank network until a week from Friday. So you guys are going to kind of get in early. So chances are you're going to have a 3x3 growing really fast, which is going to accelerate your community earnings. So, but I'll have that page more than likely updated today. I just had a couple tweaks on the first version he sent this morning, and then you guys will have it in your hands probably by tonight. So you can start watching the videos and kind of get comfortable with it. But very easy sign up process. You just, like I said, you have to have a VPN and you just go right online. So not difficult at all.
Okay. And what was the minimum investment in Orem?
120. So you pay a $20. I don't know if it's a one-time or annual fee to use the platform. Okay. It's like a licensing fee or something like that. It's like $20, $19.99. You pay that, and then you just there's multiple ways you can send crypto in there. So I think a lot of us are familiar with USDT. So you send it in there, and then boom, you start trading. But you got to pay that $20 fee first. So minimum is 120.
Okay. And just a quick question on Lumex.
Yep.
Has that platform been around for a couple years
No,
already?
no, they've been building it for a couple years. It's been around for 5 months.
Okay, 5
Yep,
months.
5
Awesome.
months. And so, yeah, but I was on the corporate call this morning. I got some very positive news on that. I know you're on the beginning of this call, but I talked to my colleagues today, and it sounds like they will be back up and running sometime between the 12th and the 20th is their guesstimate, but nothing's lost. They're just making adjustments, and they expect it to be running bigger and better as soon as it's ready.
Okay,
So just pause for now.
got it. Thank you.
Yep. Any other questions for today? Awesome. Well, I'll get the recording out. I will get everyone the updates on both everything we talked about today, so you guys get first look at it. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. But let's, like I said, as soon as I hear anything new on Lumex, I will let you know. But with that, I'm just going to adjust and get this other stuff ready so we're ready to roll here by the end of the week. So everybody have a great week. Happy Monday, and let's make it the best we can this week. Talk soon.
Thanks, Dan.
Yes, thank you.
Bye.